Hey guys, I'm back and it is time to feed the girls. I'm so excited to talk about episode 10 of KinnPorsche. And when I tell you I have never been frustrated with a set of brothers than I am with Ken and Kim. Like corn, come on over here and get your batshit crazy sons. They are ratchet. Especially Kim because he is messing with Porsche. You know what I would have actually loved to see? If Porsche and Ken found out that their little brothers were an item, what would their reactions have been? What would Corn's reaction be? Like, both of my sons fell for both of y'all? Like, right into your hands? But, you know what? If I was Corn, I would have had a lot of questions for Kim. You know, if he could ever get anything out of Kim. So tell me in the comments below what y'all think that reaction would have been like if everybody would have found out about Kim and Porsche. And what it would have been like if they would have found out who Porsche was as well. Episode 10 starts off right where we left off. Vegas is asking Porsche to run away with him. And Vegas told Porsche that this was all Tenkun's idea to tear the two families apart. Baby, they were already torn apart, Vegas. What are you talking about? Porsche. Really? Do we trust Vegas? We don't trust Vegas. And I told y'all, Vegas is a manipulator top tier. He said, no matter how bad I am, I won't hurt the person I love. A bullshit. You don't love Porsche, boy. Okay. We do know that Vegas may have had a little crush on Porsche, but saying love is putting it on a little bit thick. But maybe Vegas has been obsessed with Porsche, I guess. And if he is obsessed with Porsche, it's only because Ken is obsessed with Porsche. Either way, Ken pissed you off Porsche, so I say go with Vegas anyway. Correction, leave with Vegas, but don't go with Vegas. Just get help to get out of that place and go find your brother. So Vegas lets Porsche out of the cell. But as they were running, Pete catches them and a fight ensues. He beats up Pete. Porsche beats up Pete. But only to run into Ken on the stairs. Ken and Porsche have their guns drawn out at each other. And it is intense. Okay, Porsche put his gun down. Like, you have to trust me, Ken. Ken puts his gun down after a while, showing that he trusts him. Oh, and he allows Porsche to leave. I would have left. Like I said, grabbed my little brother and never came back. Like, I'm Houdini in this mofo, okay? In the next scene, we see Kim and Porsche sleeping together in Porsche and Porsche's house. These two must have had a good night. I'm pretty sure that they didn't do anything, just chilling because, you know, if they did do something, we would have heard about it, okay? Also, I think Porsche's actor during the time of the filming was a minor, so yeah, no sex scenes. But the words of Porsche grasped my little heart. Kim asks him, you know, why are you pretending to be asleep? Porsche says, because if I look at you, I'll cry. Kim asks, why is that? And then Porsche tells him, because I feel that I am an unlucky person, but I'll give all the lucks I have to be here with you. My little achy breaky heart, okay? Then Porsche tells Kim that he loves him. And I am in the background like, no, baby. Like, I'm yelling, no, don't tell that maniac that you love him. Don't tell him that. Yo, Porsche's heart is too pure. Like, more than Kim deserves. Porsche sheltered Porsche too much, a testament to Porsche's amazingness as an older brother and a caretaker. Of course, Kim doesn't tell Porsche he loves him back, but you see, I believe that is because Kim himself doesn't know how he feels. It's complicated, and I know I give Kim shit, but maybe he is thinking that he doesn't want to drag Porsche into that gangster lifestyle. I hate to tell you, Kim, baby, but Porsche is already in it. I'm sorry. Porsche pulled him in. And like Porsche said, he's unlucky. So Porsche is no cook, but he manages to make Kim some breakfast, but the doorbell rings. When Porsche goes to answer it, Kim is left at the table contemplating his decisions. You guys, he is really conflicted. He decides that he's going to run away from Porsche, okay? I am like, why? So he writes Porsche a letter on a sticky note It's just, I don't even know. I can't even read Thai, and it didn't have the translations from what I could see. But Porsche is in the front of the house, and he goes into the yard and manages to almost get abducted. But luckily, Kim, before he decided to run, and y'all know I'm a proponent of running, but not in this. Luckily, Kim heard the commotion. He ran outside as fast as he could, and he began to kick ass. See, Kim, Porsche is already into that lifestyle now. You cannot leave him at this crucial moment. Now you have to protect him. So the guys, they drug Porsche, so he's out cold, he's down on the ground, and damn, I figured Korn had taught all of his kids how to fight because they're always getting like snatched up and beat up. Kim was kicking ass. He took on all of them, but then I think they decided to tag team him and tase him twice. He was still fighting the guys with 2 tasers zapping him. Like, he badass. He really is. Finally, Kim went down and they took Porsche. Now, Pete is a real one, okay? He tells Ken that he trusts Porsche and he is willing to go undercover into Vegas's quarters to clear Porsche's name. That is a true friend. Ken said, you'll likely be killed. Pete like, no. Pete let Ken know that he needs to help clear his friend's name. So Pete thinks it's Vegas, okay? In the next scene, we see Porsche and Vegas on the run. Vegas is like, we need to go. Porsche says, I want to go get my brother first. Finally, how long during this whole show have I been saying that he better go grab Porsche and run? Yeah, now Porsche is thinking correctly, okay? But too bad Porsche was already grabbed by someone else. Then we see Kim waking up alone in front of Porsche and Porsche's house. They took Porsche, of course we saw that. So this is the first time that I feel like the stories are actually crossing. Okay, touching now. Kim and Porsche and Ken and Porsche. So Kim calls his big brother Ken to ask what happened at the house. So he has his thinking cap on too. Clearly Porsche wouldn't have been abducted if something wouldn't have happened. Okay. And caveat. And I tell y'all, Kim is so cute. On that ground looking out this shovel. And that cute little gasp he did when Ken told him what had happened at the house. I'm just like, oh, God. That man. Next, Pete sneaks into Vegas's quarters. It is Vegas's room that he's in, and there's all kinds of sex toys, whips, chains. Like, Pete, be super careful, because do you really want to be caught in a room with ball gags, whips, chains, and in Vegas? I don't care how cute Vegas is, that is a fuck no for me, baby. I prefer my sex organs intact. Vegas and Porsche get into Porsche's house and they find Porsche missing. They find a random phone with text telling them to meet them at a warehouse. So as we know, Porsche gets crazy behind Porsche, okay? He said, if they hurt my brother, I'm killing everybody. Indiscriminately. I'm going to add that indiscriminately on there, okay? And on top of that, the evidence, quote unquote, Taiwan gave Ken was a virus that knocked out all of their security cameras. And then Taiwan escaped. Y'all see why I can't stand this family. Everything, everywhere is falling apart. And the number one whore, Taiwan, is gone. Like, poof. Then we get to the warehouse scene. Porsche's there looking for his baby brother, who is still knocked out cold when he finds him. But then these guys come out with guns, and also Taiwan pops up with a gun as well, pointing at Porsche. But my thing is, why would Taiwan be trying to kill Porsche? Everybody wants Porsche, okay? And apparently they want Porsche as well. Hell, what is so special about these two brothers? I mean, yeah, the obvious, but even your boyfriend's ex wants you Porsche. What kind of hypnosis you got? Oh, and I cannot stand Taiwan. He starts to point the gun at the unconscious Porsche in front of Porsche, and then stomps and kicks at baby. Y'all, Porsche, he don't know what's going on. He is out of his mind. Like, he's unconscious, and Porsche is living. You are not going to abuse my little baby brother. He did nothing. He did nothing. nothing to Taiwan. I can't. Ooh, I'll be so pissed off if I was Porsche. There goes my Tinder. Sorry. Then Vegas walks out and he slaps the fuck out of Taiwan. So Vegas, I'm confused. Why are you slapping Taiwan? Meanwhile, Pete is still on Vegas's computer in the sex room and he finds stuff linking Taiwan and one of the bodyguards. And the whole time, Ken is just hoping that bodyguard isn't Porsche. That would be tragic. Like, his little heart is thumping now. Pete gets caught by one of Vegas's men, and it's none other than that MF Ken, Ken. They have a lot of people named Ken and Kim and Ken in this show. But this is the bodyguard Ken, okay? We have found the mole officially. And then another reveal right after that. Taiwan was working with Vegas. I can't stand none of them. Taiwan was like, Vegas, I did all of this for you. And Vegas yelled at him, this wasn't the fucking plan. In English. And y'all know I love when Vegas speaks English, right? Anyway, Porsche was thoroughly confused. Porsche had to look at Vegas like, you scum. You would do this to your own family? And Vegas said, I don't see the main family as my family. Vegas was the one who was giving the information to the Italians and to them other people. Then Vegas's evil ass planned on framing Porsche for everything. Why? Why Porsche? Why Porsche is my question. Then Taiwan is like, then we can go be together, Vegas. I'm like, baby, Vegas don't love you. Vegas don't love nobody. Then, once Vegas finds out that the main family is on their way there, Vegas shoots and kills Taiwan. And I was like, fuck yeah. You little stupid, lovesick idiot. But at the same time, it's also really sad because Taiwan loved Vegas, I think. And Vegas told that man he was going to marry him. They was going to live together forever. They was going to get away. They was going to get back at Ken. And girl, Vegas playing him like a fiddle. And then Vegas points the gun at Porsche. But in comes the squad just in time. Kim and Big go in there, guns blazing. And when I tell y'all, they look so damn good. But I tell you, my boy Kim hopped over that thing and he had the gun, like the bullets spraying at everybody. Like, he didn't think twice at shooting at Vegas. Okay, this family, yeah. Then Big, as he was untying Porsche and letting him know that Ken was on his way, up pops Taiwan and he stabs Big. That bitch had on a bulletproof vest. But then as Taiwan was about to shoot Porsche, Big jumped in the way and Taiwan shot him twice. You know, I always thought Big had a crush on Ken. Still do. But here I see that he really cares for Ken. Even enough to protect his lover. That is loyalty. Even at the cost of your own heart, you know. Then Ken shows up a day late and $1 short. Still wanted to talk. And I'm like, shoot that MFer. Like, shoot Taiwan. I want to talk to him. He tried to kill Porsche. And he stepped on his little limp body. He needs to die. Then Taiwan still was trying to blame everything on Porsche, saying he loved Ken. A bullshit. If you don't kill him, Ken, then Porsche said, you know, he even called Taiwan out. He said, you're full of shit. You just said that you loved Vegas earlier, and now you're useless. Vegas dumped you, and now you're trying to take it. Oh. Damn, he called him out. That's a sad way to go out. Taiwan was like, Vegas was waiting for me, and he loves me. He didn't leave me. He loves me. That was actually pathetic. So we see where Vegas and Taiwan slept together. They were doing that from the jump, double crossing Kim. But I tell you, Vegas is a master manipulator. He even put a stupid as the ring on Taiwan's finger. All fake, all phony. I don't believe for 1 second that Vegas loved Taiwan at all. Once Taiwan accepted the fact that Vegas used him, he set off a bomb in the warehouse and then he shot himself in the head. The other guys had to book it out of that warehouse. Like, they had to make a run for it. And also, we found out later that Big passed away. Then I noticed when Ken was talking to Orm, he said, if you guys had a better boss, then Then Ken paused, and then he asked where Kim was. I think Ken knows that Kim would be a better boss than he is. I agree. That thing is diabolical. He's cunning. He's smart. He's manipulative too. And he would have definitely been a better boss. He's not as emotional as Ken is, you know? And they let Ken know that Kim disappeared from the scene. And actually, this may be the first time I saw where we actually see Ken and Porsche in the same scene. I don't think they ever met. Then Porsche wakes up on the little stretcher and he's like, you lied to me. He tells that to Porsche, not Ken. But Porsche tells Porsche, you lied to me. Yes, he did lie to you. Everybody's lying to you, Porsche. So Porsche definitely has some explaining to do, and he put Porsche in danger. Like, how dare you, Porsche? Understandably, Porsche is pissed, so he storms off. Ken was like, give him time. Also, Ken tells Porsche, you know, that he knew from the start that Taiwan was working for Vegas. These emails that Pete had found, it kind of said that. Also, where is Pete, you guys? When Ken told Porsche that he was going to tell him that, you know, all of the stuff that he found out about Taiwan, but he said Porsche had escaped, Porsche slapped Ken on the back of the head, and then he stormed off too, just like Porsche did. Then Ken, he's sitting there, he's laughing, he's like, you know, Porsche is just like Porsche, they just storming off, same personality. But then he looks kind of off in the distance like he forgot something, like he forgot someone. So later we see Pete, and he is captured by Vegas's men, and he is now stuck in a torture chamber, a bedroom, with the ball gags, whips, chains, and Vegas. And Vegas is mad. Oh, the places that I would rather be than in front of a mad Vegas with the ball gags and the whips and the chains. Then we see Vegas's dad, Khan, beating the fuck out of the bodyguard Ken. He was the traitor, remember that? They stabbed him to death. The next day, Khan meets with the main family. Vegas allegedly ran off, and Ken presents Ken, the bodyguard, head to the main family in a box, cut off, just his severed head. He said that Ken had sold both families' information to the other gangs, and that's when Cancun called Ken out. He was like, Uncle Ken. Ken basically worked only for Vegas. So Ken was actually one of your men, is what he was implying. And so the Uncle Ken, he looked clearly annoyed and pissed off because he knew it was true. But he showed them evidence, quote unquote, that was Ken's. Of course, it was probably doctored to show, you know, that, or to make it seem like the minor family had nothing to do with it. Anyway, this was a very intense meeting. So Uncle Khan gave his gun to Korn and said, Big brother, if you think I'm a traitor, shoot me. Ken and Cancun was like, Dad, do it, Dad. Of course, Korn doesn't kill his little brother, but he said, bring Vegas to me so I can talk to him. Ooh, y'all, Vegas is in trouble. Next, Ken and Porsche has to hash out their relationship issues. Ken, the asshole, says Porsche should apologize for running off in Vegas. Porsche says Ken should apologize for bringing Taiwan in the house and locking him up. They have their issues, and they end up kissing and fucking, but they still have their issues, man. You can't even barely appreciate the sex scene besides their fine ass bodies because you like, they're so fucked up. Like, no, y'all got some work to do. And where the heck did Porsche run off to? And then Porsche did that nasty shit by farting under the covers. I can't stand him either. Also, we learned that Porsche had told Porsche that he needs to resign or else he is going to cut him off. Porsche said, you ain't playing with my life. That's understandable. He said, you ain't playing with my life and you ain't playing with your life either. Come on, Porsche. Give it to him. And while Ken and Porsche are kind of talking on the bed, kind of hashing things out, or at least attempting to, Ken is like, I forgot something. Yeah, you did. And what did you forget? You forgot Pete.